myself, say hello me. Just sat in the barrier there. In the Ferrari 458 here, the number 7 duck liveried Brawn GP. Please no Punterino Ferrari 458 here for some daily races around Dragon Trials or Trails. I keep on forgetting. Oh, I keep on forgetting how it goes. Whether it's Trials or Trails. I think it's Trails. How slow is this going to be? Good God. Well, since we've missed the start of the warm-up, doesn't matter. Didn't actually see what position we're starting in, but a 139.09 is the fastest time, as that is it's a Supra. Oh my God, is that a Supra? Yeah, so the main car that people use in this race is the Supra. I'm with the Ferrari because I need to get used to it for a Endeavour. Oh, we're in third. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm in the Ferrari for a Endeavour. I'm getting used to it for an Endeavour that I will be partaking in once every month. Interesting seeing the Audi there. You mostly get the Supra or the RCZ. But onto the radars, you've got, I think that's a Supra and 2 RCZs behind us, and then the Audi and the Supra ahead of us. So third is actually the highest I've ever qualified here. I was 5th in my last daily race yesterday with the same lap time. So close to the front, and I usually go forward. So hopefully we can do that again and go forward here in this race rather than backwards. Got a much closer to P2 than we are to P4 here. The Audi might not be as strong through it, so I would expect an early break. Yep. Okay, well, we've murdered the Audi. We've murdered the Audi. It hits the brake. I was expecting him to hit the brakes early. Wasn't expecting him to hit the brakes quite so much. So we won't be decelerating here, but we will be on the next corner. Okay, that's partly my fault. I was expecting him to brake early, but I guess first lap, you're nervous. My God, was that not what I wanted to do. So the safety rating is going to take a hit. We might go back down to B, as I've only just gone up into A. And 3 seconds is not good. As we go deep and lose a position there. A little bit flustered, I'd say, from having that happen. But I guess my fault. And I think this is penalty line here, is the RCZ behind us is trying to have a little sneak. through as he's now alongside us. Alright, so we're going to be unbelievably slow down the straight here. We're going to get swamped completely. And we're actually going to drop down to a position that we normally start this race in, before I got the 139, which is 7th. And our aim now is damage limitation. We want to try and get back up into 3rd ideally. But, yeah, side by side through this corner is not really what I want to do, but we're going to go for it here anyways. And we're ahead. I didn't want to go for that move on the Audi at lap 1. I wasn't trying to do anything. I broke early. Because usually in this car I can just lift off through there. I guess because it's the Audi, and I haven't come up against the Audi in this race before, so I have no idea how the Audi, you know, did. And it was a gamble I took. Because if I hit the brakes too much, and it turns out the Audi can go through there completely fine, the amount of time I would have lost was massive. But then again, you know, about half a tenth, maybe half a second, maybe a full second, is this Aston Martin's going really defensive. We absolutely send it up his inside to react to his aggressiveness. We're going to move to the inside here as he's going to try and go down the inside into this corner. We're going to receive a tap from behind that's going to send us off into the wall. And I guess we are in A safety rating, and it's exactly what I did to the Audi, but that one felt a slight bit intentional, as it was midway through the braking zone that he decided to hit me. Mine, I was not trying to hit the Audi off. That one felt quite intentional. But you come across these people that somehow have an A safety rating and yet do shit like that. But I suppose it's because everyone's been able to jump on board the safety rating rank up train with the penalties recently, because they've just been non-existent, which is really uncharacteristic for GTsport. But there have not been any penalties. I mean, the countless times that someone has been dumped off deliberately by a car ahead of me, and that car that dumped them off didn't get a penalty, is ridiculous. I mean, one race, it was a Supra and he was protecting P3. I mean, look at these two. Look at these two ahead. That's the Audi that fucking sent me off the track. Thank God he's had that happen to him, but he's got no penalty. Look what I did at lap 1. Unintentional move. It's the exact same thing that that guy did to me, and yet he doesn't get a penalty and I get 3 seconds. The GTsport penalty system is worse than normal. I much prefer having the system that is really strict rather than the system that doesn't fucking work at all, because you've got people getting into A safety rating, that's 1 below S, A safety rated lobbies, and we're getting people like that, and it's just, I don't believe it. We were looking on to maybe getting back up to our P3, but that's non-existent now. Partly my fault, but also partly to the fact that we're getting people like that in the lobby. And I suppose you could say the same for me, because I dumpstered the Audi into the death chicane. Unintentional, but still, it happened. So it was a bit of karma, but that one on me was definitely intentional, and you can tell by the fact that Italian ahead of us killed him, put him in the wall, was obviously because he was trying some shit with other people. So it's a little frustrating doing these daily races recently with the state of the penalty system in a far more disarray than usual, which is annoying. I'm talking as if I have a big audience. No one watches this. No one watches this. Who in their right mind would? Oh god. Yeah, so my driver rating and safety rating is going to take a hit after this one. So that's the last two, this one and the last one, that has not been good. I mean, I started 5th in the last daily race I did. I didn't pick up any penalties, so the safety rating's fine. I bumped my safety rating up, but I just got punted off by other people. So I dropped down to 6th. And that's where I stayed. But this one's far worse because I started 3rd and I'm in 9th. Half my fault, half the fault of someone, you know, absolutely sending me here into the shadow realm. But I suppose that's karma for you. And we're not even going to gain a position here either. You know, we've sort of had a pretty disastrous race, and that's not. That ain't it. That ain't it. But I mean, the guy. Look at him. He's in 13. The Swede. He has no penalties. No penalties, and he's one of the people in here that was actually. I had a 3-second time penalty for my accidental punt of the guy who was in the Audi. He finished in 4th, right? He recovered. Sure, he started 2nd, but he recovered. It wasn't a major blow to him. I served my 3 seconds, which is fair enough. I ain't complaining about getting that penalty because I caused an accident. My fault. What I am complaining about is people that do the exact same thing I did, granted a different part of the circuit, but he deliberately, and I deliberately, because he hit the brakes. He didn't. There was no contact at the braking zone. It was halfway through the corner, halfway through the braking zone, when he came off the brakes, hit the throttle, went into the back of me, and I got taken out. So I suppose it was karma for taking out that fella, but yeah, it's unfortunate, but what can we do? What can we do but hop into another one? Right now, actually, hold that thought. I'll be back. sorry about that, brother. Oh, for God's sake, wait 1 minute.